friends, we got some exciting information for you. Bob Menendez, Senator of New Jersey, introduced the U.S. Citizenship Act of 2021 along with several other colleagues, and that includes House of Representative Linda Sanchez out of California. Now, the bill is over 350 pages. We went through most of it for you, so you'll want to watch all the way to the end to see if you qualify for any of these benefits. Friends, welcome to Green Card Guys TV. I'm your host, John Ting. We've talked about this bill already, U.S. Citizenship Act of 2021. Now, we have a lot to share with you. This video is going to go into more detail than what we discussed last week in the live show. Now, as you know, it's going to provide a 5-year pathway or 8-year pathway depending on your situation, if you have status or not. Now, this bill does a lot of things. It will provide a significant immigration reform. It will significantly reduce any visa backlog and also address the root causes of the migration from Central America to the United States. Friends, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe down below. Click the like button. That lets us know that you enjoy our content. And please share our video. And at the end of the show, please comment below. If you have any questions, we're going to try our best to answer your question to make sure you're eligible. Without further ado, let's get into the show. Friends, we have 2 parts of this video. The first part is talking about the 2 pathways to obtain legal status. Now, the second part is going to go into detail of what these senators have proposed to reform immigration laws. Friends, we're offering free 10 minutes with our client advocate to see if you might be eligible for this plan. There's 2 ways you can get in contact with us. You can schedule an appointment down below at thecalendly.com/John Ting, or you can fill out the intake form. Just answer a couple questions down below. It starts with Ting Law. You'll see that link down below in the description box. It does not include anyone that has entered the country after January 1st, 2021. Friends, now we're going to go into the second part to talk about what these senators have proposed to reform immigration laws. And now the first thing is something we call petty offense exception. Now, for those that may be familiar with this terminology because you could have a case in immigration court, basically a petty offense exception is a crime that is punishable by a year or less. And the actual imprisonment time has to be less than 180 days. So I want to show you this. So I want to show this to you on the screen here, petty offenses, because you might know, again, if you have a case in court, you might know this already. It only allows 1, but now it's changing it to not more than 2 crimes. So that's a great thing. Friends, so they've also added a section that allows for applying for a waiver for certain crimes, which was available already, but this one is more expansive. Okay, friends, this is the second thing about part number 2 is that these senators want to help you recapture the time, basically for those who are on that visa backlog, waiting for example, 5+ years. And so what they're doing is they're going to reallocate the number of visas. So what they're trying to do in this sense is to use any of the old visas that were not actually used. So, and dating back all the way from 1992 to 2020. So who knows how many number of visas that are available, but they're going to capture that to people who are not issued visas at all yet, essentially a green card. You'll see here under family-based sponsorship that they're going to allocate 480,000 visas, and that they want to capture all the ones that were unused from the previous fiscal years, dating back to 1992. And they're doing something similar for employment-based immigrants. Now they're doing something similar for employment-based immigrants. In this sense, it's not nearly as much, but it's 170,000 visas. In this situation, green cards. And they're doing the same thing, recapturing the unused visa numbers from previous years, dating back to 1992. So that will be wonderful. The third thing these senators are trying to do is expand the definition of immediate relative. So right now, they're trying to move F2A, the spouses and unmarried children of lawful permanent residents, into the immediate relative definition. Now, F2B will remain as is, and that is sons and daughters over 21. of a lawful permanent resident, because that is not included as a immediate relative. Friends, there's another huge benefit proposed in this bill, and that is for people who have been removed before or removed. Friends, there's another huge benefit in this bill. It's for people who have been removed. It could have been once, a second time, and also for people who are permanently barred, and also for people who are specifically barred because they committed an aggravated felony. Now, on a state level, it may not necessarily be considered aggravated felony, but a crime can be analyzed as being fit in the category of aggravated felony. Now, these senators want you to have the ability to apply for consent for readmission into the United States, even in those situations. So that's a wonderful thing. Friends, there's also a section for people who have mistakenly misrepresented themselves as a U.S. citizen. Now, in general, there's a bar against people in that situation, but it does allow for a waiver for people who made this misrepresentation who are under 21 years old. Friends, if you're not married, legally married, you might be okay. In this bill, they've included a definition called permanent partner. Essentially, it's someone that's a significant other. It doesn't say that you've had to be with this person for a certain number of years, but of course, you have to be 18 years or older. Now, we're going to find out more about why they put this in the bill. But one reason I think it is because it may have to do with victim visas. Now, they say permanent partner because the inference is to say that you're not just dating, for a couple months or a year. You have to have proof that you're permanent partners, just like you would for people who are legally married. For example, like joint bank accounts, things of that nature. And so I think that's what they mean by permanent partner. And I know there's a lot of y'all out there that can benefit from this. Another reason the government is trying to include the term permanent partner is because they're trying to be inclusive. This is the United States where at least President Biden, not the previous president, but President Biden has shown that they want to be inclusive. So of course, even though the Supreme Court has already recognized same-sex marriages, permanent partner does not necessarily mean same-sex marriage, but it also, of course, includes same-sex partnerships. Okay, friends, I know a lot of y'all may have petitions filed that have been a long time waiting. So these senators have proposed to get rid of the quotas. Instead of a specific number of visas, the maximum, they're going to change it to percentages. Friends, I know you have been waiting a long time because maybe you have a petition filed and there's a long wait time, especially if you're referring to the visa bulletin, the preference categories, F1, 2, 3, 4, and all the EB1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now the senators are saying that they want to change this. They want to get rid of the country-specific limitations. As you know, that includes China, Mexico, India, Philippines, and sometimes it also includes the Central American countries. It's a discriminatory provision because it's based on race, so they need to get rid of it. Great news. This is part of my wish list if you saw my previous videos. These senators want to get rid of the 3-year bar, the 10-year bar, and the permanent bar. Friends, I know some of y'all have H4 status, and you have children who are also on H4 status. If you're not familiar, H4 is based on a spouse who has H1B temporary worker visa. And so the children who also have H4 visa status, that's only for people right now, only for children who are 18 and younger, because that's the definition of child in the immigration law. So now this proposal is to allow children who become older than 18 to continually apply for H4 every year, regardless of age. So that's a wonderful thing. Earlier, we talked about DACA and how the government tried to expand that based on military service for not less than 2 years. There's another thing that you might not have heard of, and that is for high school graduates who can apply for naturalization to become a U.S. citizen. And here it is, Section 3511, naturalization for certain U.S. high school graduates. And so I believe they're including this because this could be people who did not qualify for DACA. And therefore, because they didn't qualify for DACA, they didn't qualify for the pathway for residency. Friends, I got 2 more things I want to share with you, so we're almost done. The next thing is that they're getting rid of the 1-year rule for asylum applicants. You might know that to apply for asylum, you have to apply for it within 1 year of your entry date into the United States. They want to get rid of that. Now, the last thing I want to share with you, friends, is that currently there's only 10,000, a maximum of 10,000 visas for U visa. If you're not familiar with U visa, it's for people who are victim of crimes. It doesn't necessarily have to be someone who's a spouse or boyfriend, girlfriend relationship. It could be someone who's been hit by drinking and driving, for example, or you're at a bar and you got hit. The important thing is that you need to report that to police and help for the prosecution. It's to encourage people who are undocumented to cooperate with police to get that person prosecuted. They're going to allocate 30,000 additional visas for U visas. So that's a great thing, because you might know that there's at least a 5-year wait time just for a U visa from the time you file for the application. You might not know this, but for U visas, 10,000 might sound like a lot, but actually a lot of people unfortunately are a victim of a crime, and now because of that, there's a more than a 5-year wait time from the time of filing it until approval. So that's why they needed this increase. And you might not know this, but President Biden, when he was a senator, was actually the main sponsor for Violence Against Women Act. So, and now here he is as president. It's now come full circle, and it's time to get things done for you. Friends, if you watch all the way to the end, thank you very much. I know you learned a lot. Friends, if you watch all the way to the end, I know you've been very patient with me. Thank you very much. There's a lot more to this proposal, but these are the main items that we thought was very important to share with you. Friends, if you'd like for us to check if you are eligible or qualified for any of these potential benefits, fill out our intake form down below. Also, keep in mind, this is only a proposal, so it's not final. It has not been passed. That's our disclaimer. We are here to try to help you and guide you from start to finish, but we'll keep you updated when it does pass. Now, here's my quick opinion. I know it's a lot of benefits that could be surprising to you. It certainly is a surprise to me to some extent, but I've been waiting a long time for something like this to happen. It didn't happen under President Obama, and that was a great opportunity, but here we are now. Now, here's an amazing opportunity for Congress to get this done, along with President Biden. There's a lot in this bill, and I expect a lot of pushback from Republicans, but I am hopeful that a significant amount of this will be included. Now, if you're asking me whether they should have included less in the bill, no, I don't think so at all. I think they did a great thing by including a lot of benefits in this package, because if they only ask for DACA, then they're only going to get DACA. Think about that, right? Republicans are not going to agree to get more if you didn't ask for more. So Democrats had to put as many benefits as possible that a lot of us immigration attorneys have been asking for the past 20, 30 years. Now, we can talk on the live show whether I believe it will get done in 1 month, 2 months, or later down in the future. So stay tuned for our future shows. And if you have time, please schedule an appointment with us. The link is down below, that's scrolling right here. Friends, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, please watch our videos for free tips, and please continue wearing a mask.